Hey guys, I'm putting this video series together to help you guys build a great audio system. I'm going to take this from a different approach. The reason I am is a lot of folks come in and ask for advice or tips or help on how to get a really nice sound system. And unfortunately, a lot of people are married to certain brand names or products, and they think that, because they used it back in high school, it's still the best thing. But as you start hearing other audio systems, I have many people come back and say, man, I wish I would have bought this, or I wish I would have listened the first time. And I really feel bad because I see people buying stuff two and three times trying to build that really nice sound system. And I sit there and I figured out, I've never explained to somebody why, or the most important factor is in building a system is really our ears. So what I'm going to cover in this first few sections, it'll probably be a couple sections, is understanding the audio frequency range. Then I'm going to cover how speakers try to produce the audio frequency range. So I really think this is important. I hope you guys take a few minutes and listen to these because they'll save you a lot of time and I bet a lot of money on building a nice sound system. I don't. I've helped a number of people and I've gotten some really good feedback. I'm hoping this does a really good job for you guys. Well, without further ado, let me jump in. Okay, first thing I want to cover is what's known as the audible frequency range. And it may sound confusing, but it's really not. And I'm going to give you the overview. I'm not going to go into all the mechanics involved because it would take me probably a few hours just to cover the basics. But as humans, we can generally process sounds between 20 and 20,000 hertz. That's quite a broad range. And what that means is that's just the range of sounds that we can hear and process. Thunder is generally on the lower side. Cymbals and guitars are, high-pitched guitar notes are on the high side. Our ears are totally mechanical. They're not like our taste or smell, which actually involve chemical reactions. Sound is actually produced by sound waves. Thunder creates very large and very few sound waves. Cymbals create very small and a large number of waves. And I'll cover this a little bit more. But I just want you to understand that in order for us to really to have a nice sound system, we have to create what's called a flat response. And we need to have this. I'm going to draw a terrible job drawing. But in order for us to get a good sound system, we need to try and produce all the way from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And this is where a lot of systems fall short. A lot of people come to us, probably 80% of our business is basic audio upgrades. That's where folks come and they buy a set of coax speakers and maybe a new stereo head unit. They leave and probably, a large number of them are pretty happy with that setup. But the guys that are looking for a nice quality sound system generally end up coming back. I do want to jump in. I'm going to sort of side note here is these are called full range speakers. Every manufacturer makes these. Now, before you guys jump in, and I get a lot of comments on this, don't fall for the hype of 3 and 4 and 5-way speakers. That's just a bunch of marketing hype. A really good set of full range speakers will have a mid-range driver and generally a tweeter. Anything else besides that is pretty much just a waste. It's just marketing, like I'm saying. But I'm going to explain to you why these full range speakers can't really effectively produce the entire audio frequency range. So let me jump in here and give you this one. This is a 6.5-inch image dynamic speaker. It's a really nice speaker. It's great for basic audio upgrade. And the manufacturer claims between 58 hertz and 22,000 hertz. So realistically, they're saying that this thing can produce sound higher than the human ear, and that it can produce subwoofer, or how do I say this? Sheesh, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank. Anyhow, it's trying to produce the sound that a subwoofer down in the 58 hertz range. Realistically, what's going to happen is this speaker will probably be able to produce between about 90 hertz all the way over to maybe about 18,000 hertz. So what's going to happen is this starts to drop off here. And then on this side, it sharply starts to drop off. So what happens is you get pretty good sound quality from here to here, but you're missing all your low bass, that low boom that really brings music to life. And then you're missing those high tweeter notes. You're missing those high tweeter notes that you guys are looking for, that you're trying to get that great sound out of that system. Let me take it a step further. This right here, oh, come on, flip forward. This right here is a 6x9, and this speaker claims that it can produce between 40 hertz and 22,000 hertz. And again, the same problem is going to occur. You're going to have what we call the drop off right here and right here. You're going to the speaker is capable of producing this sound just fine without any problems. But anything past that, it starts to have what's called a drop off. And consider this, these are decibels and how loud your car stereo is actually playing. So what happens, car or boat I should say, and what happens is you're missing this whole range of music here, or this whole frequency range here and this whole frequency range here, and that leaves you wanting more in your audio system. So I generally see people all the time, and then they'll go and buy a different set of 6x9s and apply an amplifier to them, and they'll be able to raise these sections here, bring this slope a little bit higher, but they'll never be able to produce the sounds that they're wanting. And this is part one of understanding why full range speakers won't produce that sound. Part two is going to be showing you how component systems actually produce that. Again, these videos are not intended to upsell you. They're intended to help you from buying and rebuying. If you know that your budget doesn't allow, a lot of folks are pretty happy with a set of 6x9s, and in a set of 6x9s for a little bit of mid bass. And but on the flip side, if you know that you may consider or are looking for a quality sound system, stop, don't spend any money. Take a look at these videos, because I'm going to show you how to pick head units, amplifiers, and we're even going to get into tuning. I mean, it's going to be a full spectrum of how to just do the entire system from front to back, because 80% of our customers are, how do I say this? 80% of our customers go with the basic audio upgrade. The other 20% go with what we call a mid to high end system. And unfortunately, we get about 100 times more questions from the 20% versus the 80%. So again, this video is for us, is to help you guys and to help us as well. So I'm hoping you guys will take the time to listen to these and not ask the same questions over and over. It's selfishness on our part, but it's also to help you guys out. So I'm hoping you guys understand that, and look for part two. And I appreciate you guys taking the time.